Dear students, you must have seen the beautiful rainbow in the sky after the rainfall. Have you ever wondered why does it form? How does it form? And from where these seven colors have come? Well, we will answer all these questions steadily. But it's enough for you to know now that this beautiful phenomena is something that light shows us. And to get into the roots of this, you must be aware of TIR, total internal reflection. Yes, you heard that right. It is the phenomena shown by light, and you will study the practical applications of this phenomena also. So before discussing rainbow, let's see what is TIR, total internal reflection. Suppose it's a tank full of water. So now what is going to happen? You know that light is going inside this water. Okay, and there are many molecules of the water. We know that when light falls on the atoms and molecules, they try to scatter that light. And water is it a regular reflector or an irregular reflector? Basically, it can scatter the light. So that's why what happens, I'm just considering this particular area, molecule. Suppose now it has started scattering the light. It has started sending back the light. So the first light ray which goes from water to air, when it is scattering, the light ray is going from water to air. It is coming from denser medium to rarer medium. And you know that when the light ray is incident like this, okay, normally you can draw the normal. See, we have to draw the normal. It is incident on this point. Draw the perpendicular on this point. This is the normal, this red colored line. Can you see that this light ray and the normal are making an angle of 0 degree with each other? So the light ray will be refracted along the same path. It will go straight. And if, see, there are many light rays that are being scattered. If this is the second light ray which goes like this and it is incident over this point, then this is the normal. Then you know that it is coming from denser to rarer medium. It is coming from water to air. So it will bend away from the normal, right? So it will somehow bend like this. So what can you see? That as the angle of incidence is increasing, angle of refraction is also increasing. You can see that more the angle of incidence, more the ray is bending away from the normal when it is a case of light ray going from denser medium to rarer medium. Okay, so what happens, eventually a stage comes when the angle of incidence becomes so much that the light ray bends so much away from the normal that it becomes like this. It becomes like this. It becomes perpendicular to the normal. We know that angle of incidence, this is the angle of incidence made between the incident ray and the normal, and the angle of refraction. They both are not equal. That was in the case of reflection, where angle I used to be equal to angle R. But in case of refraction, we have mu1 sin I equals to mu2 sin R, where mu1 is the refractive index of that medium from which the light is coming. Mu2 is the refractive index of that medium to which the light is going. Anyway, so this angle of incidence, अगर ये बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाए तो क्या होगा कि ये ज़्यादा bend होगी away from the normal. And a stage will come that it will bend so away from the normal that it becomes perpendicular to the normal like this. It is bending so away from the normal now. Okay, so that angle is known as critical angle. Critical angle is the angle of incidence at which if the light ray is incident then what we see that the refracted ray has become normal, perpendicular to this normal, right? So after that, if there is one more refracted ray, just have a look here. It's a tricky concept. Okay, so once the stage of critical angle has reached, when the light ray has become perpendicular like this, इसके बाद भी अगर एक लाइट रे क्रिटिकल एंगल से भी ज्यादा एंगल बना लेती है तो क्या होगा? The refracted ray will bend so away from the normal. This stage has already been reached. So now the refracted ray will deviate from the angle more than this, and more than this means this much. This is the incident ray and this is the refracted ray. So after the stage of critical angle, the refracted ray, after the stage of critical angle, the refracted ray has bent so away from the normal that it eventually comes back to water again. So this is known as total internal reflection, that actually refraction has taken place. Actually the light ray tried to go from denser medium to rarer medium, and that's why it was bending away from the normal. But eventually what happened? We saw that it came back to the same medium from where it has come. So this is known as TIR, total internal reflection. So what are the two conditions that are required for TIR to happen? Point number one, the light ray should go from denser medium to rarer medium. Point number two, the light ray should be incident on an angle, okay, with an angle more than the critical angle, because critical angle पे तो refracted ray just normal होता है. If the angle is more than the critical angle, only then it comes back to the medium. It bends so away from the normal, right? So this is TIR. You want to know what is the basic concept of TIR and where is it used? You must have seen the beautiful cut of diamonds. Okay, the beautiful cut of diamonds, and you must have seen them sparkling with a brightening light. Have you ever wondered why they are always shining, even in the darkest of rooms? Why they are always shining? The reason being, basically diamond needs some light to shine. And what happens if that light enters inside the diamond? The cut. So basically the cut of diamonds is such that once the light enters it, okay, it strikes this face, it will be reflected, and when it will be reflected, it will be striking the other face. Now it has to come out from diamond to air, okay, but it will not come. Why? Because the angle is such that even if the light ray tries to come from diamond to air, the angle is more than the critical angle, and that's why it gets reflected back in the same medium. So the light goes on reflecting back in the same diamond for quite some time. So that's why what eventually happens, that for every reflection the diamond shines brighter. So this is TIR, where the light ray is just moving in the same medium. It's trying to come out, but it cannot, because the angle of incidence becomes more than the critical angle. So this is basically TIR, total internal reflection. Now let's have a look how this helps us in understanding the rainbow formation. Here you can see the rainbow, the 7 colors, the beautiful colors, and there's a person who's viewing the rainbow from the ground. His eyes are viewing it from the ground. So what basically happens, talking about the first color, red color. Now this red color is sending out red light over the eyes of that man. And we know that we are able to see something because the light gets reflected to our eyes. We know that actually the red light must have gone to the eyes of that observer, and that's why he is able to view it. So this is exactly happening. So after that, see what eventually has happened. Rainbow occurs after the rainfall. So there are tiny droplets, tiny water droplets still present in the atmosphere. And what happens? There is sunlight. So when sunlight goes to these tiny droplets, water droplets, I'm explaining you the formation of red band now, and then I'll explain the formation of orange band. Anyway, so when white light comes, the sunlight comes on the interface of a air and water droplet. So there are two things that are bound to happen. A part of that white light will be reflected back, and a part will go inside the water droplet. So the part which will be reflected back is actually going away from your eyes, so you need not to bother about that. Reason being, when it is going away from your eyes, it's not entering inside them, and that's why you're not going to see that part. So after that, when this sunlight goes inside the water droplet, a part of it goes inside the water droplet, then you know that I made you study that sunlight appears as one color which is traveling, but actually these are 7 colors traveling together, and they are moving so faster. और vacuum में, air में, उन सबका speed same होता है, and because of which you're not able to distinguish them, because I told you that when many things are walking together with the same velocity, your eyes will not be able to distinguish between them. Okay, so the same thing happens here, but water droplet में जाते ही इन 7 colors का velocity change हो जाएगा, and because of which you'll be able to distinguish them. And that's why this is going to happen, that when the part of it will enter inside the water droplet, it will split up into 7 colors. Actually, there were 7 colors traveling together in air, but they were traveling with same velocities. Here they will be traveling with different velocities, and that's why they are visible. So after that, what happens? So these 7 colors strike, but they strike at such an angle that they are not able to escape this water droplet. होना तो यही चाहिए था कि water droplet को अगर strike किए तो इससे बाहर आ जाए air में refraction के through. Because refraction means change of medium, the change of path of light. But eventually this would not happen. Reason, the angle is so greater than the critical angle, and that's why they will be reflected back. And when they will be reflected back, they'll strike here. Okay, so after that, if that angle is not greater than the critical angle, if that angle is minimal, so the light rays will be able to refract, they'll be able to come out of this water droplet, and when they'll come, they'll just be these 7 colors which are widely separated, because there have been 3 refractions, First refraction took place when the sunlight was entering from vacuum, from air to this water droplet. And after that, second refraction took place when these rays were refracted in the same medium, क्योंकि एंगल ज़्यादा था, angle was greater than the critical angle, and the third refraction is taking place over here. Okay, so after that, these colors are widely separated, but still why we are able to see this red color on the top? Reason being, the other colors are separated by so much angle. They are refracted at so much angles that it's not reaching our eyes. Only red color from this region is reaching our eyes, because baki colors atmosphere mein, they are somehow lost. They are traveling more paths, and that's why they are not reaching your eyes. So red color is reaching, and that's why you are able to see the red region. Similar thing happens with orange region. Okay, similar thing happens with yellow region, green region. That what exactly happens? The sunlight comes, okay, there are water droplets in this region, orange region also. There are water droplets which act as tiny prisms. They disperse the white light into 7 colors, those 7 colors indeed come out. But it is that particular color which is able to reach our eyes. So this beautiful phenomena happens because of refraction, because of total internal reflection, and because of dispersion. Because we know that when light comes and it goes inside the prism, it splits up into 7 colors. So this phenomena is formed because of these. So actually what happens, when the light ray first go to water droplets, it suffers total internal reflection, and that's why it does not come out. Otherwise we must have learned that from water, since water is also transparent, air is also transparent, so light has tendency to come out from water to air and it will bend away from the normal. But here we are seeing that it is not coming out from this water droplet to air at the first place, rather it is coming after some time. So this is rainbow formation.